I guess with every game comes a chance for me to simp over the most basic character, huh? Especially anime games.
Literally the first character you're gonna see.
Oh boy.
Actually, no, after the intro. Anyway, we're playing Phoenix Wright, everybody.
Oh, that's dark. It's blood on a Q-tip. That's not a Q-tip.
Nah, this game is almost always about a murder trial.
Someone killed somebody with a trophy. Or a statuette.
Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this.
Kinda wanna play Judgment now.
Gotta find someone to pin this on.
Oh.
Someone like him.
Who?
I'll make it look like he did it.
This was on the DS, right?
The Game Boy Advance, actually.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes this game just tells you the killer immediately because it's not so much about figuring out who, but like proving it.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing who it is isn't like enough. Also, I'm thinking I'll voice Phoenix and you'll just voice the prosecutors. That way there's like a back and forth.
Okay.
Because Edgeworth is the prosecutor, so...
Oh, boy, okay.
Boy, am I nervous.
Oh.
You can
Is
be
that
me.
me? Right! Oh, shit.
Oh, hiya, Chief.
Phew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
Lamau! A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case?
Yeah. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Wow, that one took you a second.
I thought it was her for a second.
Well, that's news to me. I want to... Oh, that's you.
Literally right. I want to help him out any
The
way I
reverse
can.
problem where I
Well,
started.
an easy thing we can do is if there's somebody talking, like their lips will flap. You know?
Yeah.
I just really
Flap,
want
what
to
a way to put it.
help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over.
Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh! What is this, Danganronpa? I'm gonna
Oh
do
my
it. I'm gonna die.
Motherfucker deadass just pulled the "today I'm really gonna do it" card. It sounds like he wants to die. Thanks, Mia.
Yeah.
Ah!
Do you want to voice this guy or should I?
Nick!
Hey there, Larry.
Dude! I'm so guilty! Tell them I'm guilty! Give me the death sentence! I ain't afraid to die!
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh! It's all over! I'm finished! Finished! I can't live in a world without her! I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me! Who took my baby away?
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you.
Oh, Lamau.
My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. You're probably wondering how I got into this mess. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school.
Butts.
Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble.
That sounds about right with how he looks.
Yeah. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck.
It's like Shaggy.
Poor guy. He does have Shaggy vibes.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Alright, it's court time. The first trial, they always just throw you into court.
Oh, wow.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
When he says objection, he goes, OBJECTION! So
Okay.
if you want that to be your favorite reference for his voice.
Okay.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I'm gonna use that anyway, but I'm gonna keep the voice I had for him, even though I already forgot it.
Okay. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial would decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
That's great. No pressure at all.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Oh boy.
Yes, Your Honor. Ooh. Hands shaking, eyesight fading, mom spaghetti, palms sweaty. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. This is like a little tutorial to get you used to doing the things. Who's the defendant in this case? The defendant, the last Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. You answered one question. That means you can totally prove this guy innocent.
This dude exudes wholesome grandpa energy.
That might... next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what is the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times.
I didn't.
It's... Wait, uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name?
Oh, the victim, of course. I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed on the court record. Just press tab to check it in.
Right bumper.
Cindy. Are you telling me a blunt caused this trauma?
God damn it.
Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Mr. Wright, who's the victim in this case?
Cinder Block.
Cindy Stone. The victim's name. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death?
Shrimp fried rice.
You already made the joke, so... She died because she was struck once by a blunt object.
I wonder if this one was a crime of passion because the other guy was jealous of Larry Butts.
It's like there's another trial that's kind of along those lines, sort of.
Well, how about that?
You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor, because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's pretty fitting. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you please explain to the court what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use... Check the court record frequently.
It really breaks, like, the immersion when they put tab right there. Huh?
Yeah.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant Mr. Butts to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Man, what a way to start. That's also you.
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet! Cleopatra and Mark Antony!
Didn't they all die?
I wasn't dumped. She wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. Oh my god. Oh my god. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport added to the court record.
Victim was apparently arrived home from France on July 30th.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions.
Whose man's is this?
Should I stop him from answering or wait and see what happens? What? Where's the... My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Oof!
It's funny because his name is Winston.
Dude! Nick!
Winston.
What do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead!
Jesus Christ.
Yeah! And when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this! Oh, okay.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motives is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy. This is so not poggers. I mean, not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Uh-oh. He went. What do I do? I know. I'll send him a signal.
What kind of signal?
Tell the truth!
Yeah, I was there. I went.
Order. Well, Mr. Butts.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, I didn't see her. Objection!
Oh.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Wait, 1 sec. This is... quieter than I thought it was going to be.
Well,
Lying?
the prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. It's the guy, isn't it?
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
His last name is Saw It. Because he totally saw it. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank... You weren't kidding.
Saw it.
You weren't kidding. Oh my god, you weren't kidding. Please bring Mr. Frank Saw It to the stand. Ah!
This fucking guy. I love his idle animation.
Mr. Saw It, you
He
sell
just has a
newspaper
bun.
subscriptions, is that correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Saw It, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
When do I get to play
Here we go.
objection?
This is it. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him.
He looks like he has to pee.
Also, gamer, thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. And then the speaker turned off. Then I saw her lying there. A woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. So you just cross-examine him after, and that's like the main gameplay. Larry, why didn't you tell me the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? What?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawt used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Blackout record added to the court record.
Noon to 6 p.m.
Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. It's time for you to play the fucking game. Cross-examination, Your Honor?
Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face!
Okay. Sounds easy.
Open the court record.
Every time.
Time of death, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Where's the testimony?
Oh, you're about to go through it.
Okay, I already know what to look for.
Witness account. I'm not going to read the testimony. Just you can also press them. So if you hit a left bumper, you can be like, hey, wait. And I have a question about that line. So like, for example, press LB right now.
LB?
Yeah. Half open, you say. Yes, the door was open halfway, yes.
He says yes a lot.
I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd. In a big city like this, I thought.
I see. And what happened next?
So, like, here you probably already know what to present, but sometimes you won't, and the way you kind of gather information to see what's going on with the testimony is by doing press on almost every line.
Okay. I'm just looking for the time.
Yeah, you already can. The first one's, like, just for you to get your bearings, so... I remember the time exactly. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. What? Oh, no. You're mashing.
Yeah, I know.
You have to hit RB and then present the thing that...
How do I present it?
I think you just hit it again. RB? Or A? X? You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe.
Oh, wow.
Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m.
God damn it.
How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial! The witness merely forgot the time!
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe.
Oh yeah, he was so confident too.
Mr. Sawt, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart.
Wait! Wait, I remember. I seriously, I remember. Would you care to give your testimony again?
Okay.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
Where's the blackout?
It was from noon to 6.
No, I know. I'm just looking for the evidence.
It's the 5th one. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m.
You can't,
Terribly sorry
you can't,
about the
you can't see
misunderstanding.
daylight and estimate the time, my guy.
I think that's the least of his problems. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program.
Do I get to cross-examine again?
That's alright. You may cross-examine the witness. Almost any time there's a testimony, you cross-examine them.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this. Oh, that was you.
I've got this one. The time of discovery.
Why would the TV be working if there was a blackout?
Yeah, I mean, if you know that's the thing. You don't you can just present if you know what it is. Pressing is more to find more information.
Okay.
Sometimes there's nothing to present and you have to press to just kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, right. Something about hearing the television. My witness has testified. He heard the time.
You can go, when you go back to the testimony, you can present it. You can go if you go left on the D-pad, you can go back to the previous statement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's Y to present.
Oh, I didn't see that.
My bad. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said that there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Oh, wow.
I think he might be wearing a piece.
What?
A piece. Never mind.
Like a hairpiece?
Yeah.
A toupee?
The defense has because it kind of shot up, like, hopped up when he got surprised. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Saw It? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. I remember, it's, like, seriously, I remember.
This is a surprisingly high-quality game for a Game Boy. Like, in terms of animation.
Yeah, it's because the characters have so much personality. I mean, obviously all the sprites are redrawn, but like all the animations are from the original game.
Yeah. That's you.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Saw It, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught.
That is a hairpiece.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Ah, you're full of shit, ain't ya?
Very well, Mr. Saw It. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
They didn't think to fingerprint the fucking statue.
I know, right? Actually, in the intro, he was wearing gloves.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. Get it? Get it? I saw it.
Where?
There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
The statue was a clock?
That must have been what I saw.
What?
Certainly doesn't look like a clock. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly.
Hearing the time.
So, like, when you're not exactly sure, then start pressing every statement.
It's just a statue.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a clock.
Yeah, it's just a statue.
Or is it? Wait just a moment! The murder weapon wasn't a clock. it was this statue. That's why I wanted to turn the sound up. I wanted to hear the... Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
Because he clocked her right in the head.
Ah. You, with your objections and your evidence, who do you think you are?
I am an attorney.
Just answer the question, Mr. Saw It. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just have to tilt it and it says the time out loud. What? Are you kidding? As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all.
Wait, how would he know that?
Right. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock.
Oh, that's a twist. They threw a red herring. Huh.
Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in his testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice.
Oh, okay, there we go.
That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Oh yeah, he was wearing gloves.
Yeah. Mr. Saw It. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? Look, the clock I heard. No, I mean, I saw it. That's my name.
Oh, that is a hairpiece.
Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn, give him death. Oh yeah, in the universe of this game, the death penalty is a thing.
Oh, I mean, it's also a thing here.
Is it? I thought it wasn't. Order in the court, I say.
Not in some states, but I'm sure a few third world countries still carry it.
Oh, that's fair.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright. Your Honor? You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think through it carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Saw had heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply...
Try sounding the clock? Yeah.
Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock?
You may have the cock.
I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. That's certainly a strange way to announce the time.
I think it's 8:25.
Well, he is the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is right now? It's 11 to... Oh.
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Saw had heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Saw It, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Fuck, he's right. How am I gonna prove that? Shit! I was so close! Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yeah, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. No. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal!
Well...
You liars are all slime! I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Are we sure about that? Not so fast, Mr. Sawit!
Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, oh, that's you.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow, and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? What's the time difference between Japan and Paris?
Maybe I can prove it.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, Wright. Find it and let him have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let me see you pull this one off.
Okay, there's nothing there.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running
Oh.
slow. Oh, it'll give you like a... Oh, never mind.
7:31. Day before. No. Huh.
I mean, you were on the right track.
What, between these two?
Just something you said earlier.
What, Did she get the statue in Paris?
Well, she just came back from Paris.
And she didn't... Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Excuse me? This proves your claim how? I can't see what this evidence has to do with the claim. Don't! That wasn't it! Just give me one more chance. Alright, Mr. Wright, but time is not on your side. Be quick about it.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day of the murder, before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it was 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast!
Where are they? Are they in Japan?
Are they in... I think it might be implied that it's like America, sort of? I don't know, actually.
Because, like, if they were in Japan, it would be, like, behind Japan, not ahead.
Maybe it is set in the States, then.
Somewhere in some nondescript state.
The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It. Or should I say, Mr. Did It.
Oh my god, dude.
His name was a setup for that one joke.
Oh, he frothed at the mouth. How about that?
One of my favorite things about this game is when the like murderer loses it, like when they've been caught, they always have like a mental breakdown.
Do they all froth in the mouth like that?
No, but they all have like something. Like him throwing his hair was also one of those. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected.
Not really.
Mr. Payne, you're a witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same
I
time.
wonder how long that took. If this was all real time, that would have been so fucked.
I mean, if this was all real time, it would be like a 30-minute trial.
Probably,
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
Yay!
Yay, we did the first trial. Woo!